No, that was so good. What cable is this that you're using on the OP1?
Hello. What cable is that on the OP1?
What the heck did you do to the cable on your OP1 8K?
What happened to the wire?
What cable did you get for your OP1 8K?
What the heck happened to your OP1 cable?
What's wrong with the cable?
What cable is that? The cable cover on my OP1 8K.
Wait! What is that cable? Why?
Okay, I'll answer the question. What is going on with my mouse cable? This isn't an LGG cable or a conventional paracord. It's actually the cable that comes with my mouse. Just with everything but the wires taken out and those wires braided together. So, stock with a few hours of extra work. So then, to answer the other question, why? The short answer is flexibility. This is the OP1 8K, my favorite mouse with only a single flaw. It has a cable, and out of the box that cable is pretty good. With a mouse bungee, it's not noteworthily worse than wireless for me, but it still is noticeable. At first, I didn't think I could feel it, but that wasn't quite true. It was there, but not significantly hindering my movements. The weight it added was still a factor though. What this mod does is remove all of that excess. All you're left with are the wires themselves. And it feels fantastic. There is zero cable drag or added front weight from the cable. It feels as close to wireless as wired mice can get. Now, before all of you go out and gut your cable, there are a few disclaimers. Obviously, the main one is the risk of just cutting through the wires. I have had this happen before. My hand slipped when cutting around a cable and the scissors sliced right through. Completely unusable afterwards, obviously. So be sure to have a backup cable laying around. And I don't know enough about the specifics of mouse cables to know if Endgame Gear has anything special with this cable that would make it incompatible with the standard one, so I bought a spare from Endgame Gear directly, just to know for sure that it works. Again, just for clarity, there is a risk of you just breaking your cable if you do this, so be careful, please. The tutorial I followed when making my cable was this one from Appa3, and it's fantastic. Very simple and easy to follow, but while most of what he said still applies directly on the OP1, there are a few things you have to work around, but also the potential to save a lot of time. In the video, the mouse Appa takes apart has the wires pressed together but not really tightly tied. So in his case, and on most cables, you have to manually braid the wires together. But the OP1's wires are actually braided pretty well out of the box, meaning that, in theory anyways, all you have to do is the first step from that video. Take off the covering and you'll be left with a very flexible, perfectly functional, braided wire cable. If you're normal, you'll stop here. If you're normal, you'll not even attempt this, to be honest, but either way, I wanted more. I wanted better braiding. I wanted to be rid of these weird stringy bits around the wires. I wanted the perfect cable. And that involves following the rest of Appa's tutorial, taking the wires out and rebraiding them together, but first you'll have to get past this. This is the stock cable's stress relief, and it's meant to reduce cable drag, but right now, it's just holding the wires. My solution to get them out was to cut through it very, very slowly, which did actually work. I removed it and braided the wires together, but without anything to hold the wires up, it would actually drag against my mousepad. So Pinguify showed me a trick where two zip ties can hold each other up like this, which worked really nicely when held up by some blue tack, but might not be to everyone's aesthetic tastes. Since then, two other people have independently found different solutions. Prox posted in the Raw Input Discord about this 3D printed model of the original stress relief, which looks fantastic, and T7Ensky from my Discord server came up with this. By only cutting off the top part of the stress relief, they were able to slide the cables out and braid them before placing them back in. No zip tie jank required, and it looks much cleaner overall. So, was it worth it? Even though it was a few hours of work, I'd say so, yeah. It's made my favorite mouse feel even better to use and honestly has put it above the OP1W 4K for me, the wireless version of this exact same mouse. If you've got some time to spare and also insist on sticking with wired mice, I think this mod is genuinely worth considering.